Param Vijayate Shri Kṛṣṇa Sankirtanam, total world victory of Hare Krishna. Today, it is me on the Bhagavad-gita class, Prahlad, and I'm doing Bhagavad-gita 249. Let's get into it. Okay. Whew, Sanskrit. Dūreṇa hai avaraṁ karma buddhi-yogādi buddhi-yogād Dhanañjaya buddhau śaraṇam anviccha kṛpaṇāḥ phala-hetavaḥ. Man. Phala-hetavaḥ. dūreṇa, by discarding it at a long distance. He certainly. Avaram, abominable karma activities. Buddhi-yogāt, on the strength of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. I find it interesting that here it has a T, there it has a D. I find it easier to read that. Buddhi-yogāt instead of buddhi-yogād. Oh, buddhi-yogāt. I guess they sort of sound the same, but yeah, reading it, the T is easier. So buddhi-yogāt, on the strength of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Dhanañjaya, O conqueror of wealth. Buddhau, in such consciousness. śaraṇam, full surrender. Anviccha, desire. Kṛpaṇāḥ, the mises. Phala-hetavaḥ, those desiring fruitive action. O Dhanañjaya, rid yourself of all fruitive activities by devotional service, and surrender fully to that consciousness. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. Purport. One who has actually come to understand one's constitutional position as the eternal servitor of the Lord gives up all engagements save working in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. As already explained, buddhi-yoga means transcendental loving service to the Lord. Such devotional service is the right course of action for the living entity. Only misers desire to enjoy the fruit of their own work, just to be further entangled in material bondage. Except for the work in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, all activities are abominable because they continually blind the worker to the cycle of birth and death. One should therefore never desire to be the cause of work. Everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. Misers do not know how to utilize the assets of the riches they acquire by good fortune or by hard labor. One should spend all energies working in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and that will make one's life successful. Like the misers, unfortunate persons do not employ their human energy in the service of the Lord. Yeah, that was the Bhagavad-gita 249, and looking at the changes, there have been a few. Just make it a little bit bigger, you guys can see. O Dhanañjaya, rid yourself of all fruitive activities. O Dhanañjaya, keep all abominable activities far distant. And surrender fully to and and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Yeah, I'd say they're sort of just rewording the translation.
Well, is it from Prabhupada's manuscript? That's the thing to check, because their claim is they're taking closer to Prabhupada's original wording.
Those desiring fruitive action matches the manuscript, but not the translation. Oh, that's the comment. The line I'm not good at saying, phala-het, how do you say it?
Phala-hetavaḥ.
Phala-hetavaḥ literally means one who is motivated by the results.
Yeah, hetu means cause, and phala means fruit.
As Srila Prabhupada said in a conversation on September 11th, 1972, kṛpaṇāḥ phala-hetavaḥ. He wants to enjoy the result. The original manuscript, anviccha, and its English equivalent were missing. Anviccha goes with śaraṇam, try for surrender. In the translation for the verse, the manuscript says, try to surrender unto him. The word as it originally appears was activities, but this matched the manuscript, but karma is singular. Okay. So the changes, those changes specifically aren't, well, some of them aren't mentioned at all. What do they change? Those desiring fruitive actions, and they changed it to abominable activities. The manuscript says abominable activities. Huh. Interesting. But I think fruitive activities is in the word for word. Abominable activities. Phala-hetavaḥ. Those desiring fruitive activities. And he says he wants to enjoy the results. So they've changed action to results, but they've added abominable, which is in the manuscripts. Huh. Okay. So it is going closer to the manuscript. Well, what else did it say? Fruitive actions, and then it's been changed to results. Fruitive results. Fruitive action. Yeah. Okay. What would you say about that? I think the changes make sense to me. Asking Mr. Ghost.
Me, well, I mean, the changes can make sense.
Yeah.
But what sense do they make?
It goes closer to the manuscript and what Prabhupada said, but goes further away from the
First edition.
Sanskrit.
Further from the Sanskrit?
Yeah. The Sanskrit says...
Including Prabhupada's word for word?
Yeah. Prabhupada's word for it says those desiring fruitive activities, and then it does not say that in the translation. It says abominable activities.
Okay, that's what Prabhupada said.
Yeah.
In his translation.
Yeah.
And then so that's what those desiring fruitive activities is which word?
What? Those desiring fruitive activities is the original version and is closer to the word for word in Sanskrit. Because
including Prabhupada's word for word in this manuscript.
Prabhupada's word for it says phala-hetavaḥ, those desiring fruitive action.
Yeah, okay, so then put that, yeah.
But then in the translation it says abominable activities. In the original it says fruitive.
Okay, so the second edition edits have taken it closer to Prabhupada's manuscript.
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't violate that stated doctrine that they're following in that particular edit.
No.
That's the conclusion of that.
Yeah. Huh. The good ending. Yeah. Okay. That's that there. That explains that change there. The rest of it is just rearranging the sentence structure. Far distant activities, far distant by devotional service. Rid yourself of all fruitive activities by devotional service. Keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service. They've changed the rid yourself to far distant. In that consciousness, surrender unto the Lord. Surrender fully to that consciousness. Yeah. In the original edition, it doesn't say to surrender unto the Lord, but to surrender to the consciousness. And surrender fully to that consciousness. So, surrendering to the consciousness of getting rid of the fruitive activities through devotional service. And then the other one, it says, in that consciousness, surrender unto the Lord. So there is a change there. Yeah. Which I don't think is that. Try to surrender unto him. In such consciousness, try to surrender unto him. Oh. And with the capital H, which is here, which is directly implying Kṛṣṇa, is capital H. In such consciousness, try to surrender unto him. And then in here it says, surrender fully to that consciousness. In that consciousness, surrender unto the Lord. Yeah, so, these changes are going closer to the manuscripts. That is what's going on. It looks like the original translation has been edited. Yeah, from its original manuscript here. Quite a bit, actually. Yeah, it's actually interesting. Okay, and going on. One who has actually come to understand one's constitutional position as the eternal servitor of the Lord, as an eternal servitor of the Lord. That's a continuation of the changing of more direct language to more open and indirect language, changing from the eternal servitor to an eternal servitor. Yeah, it's just keeps doing it. Position as the eternal servitor, as an eternal. Yeah, it's just it doesn't change the meaning a lot, but it does change the. I think it's modality, maybe, but it's like how direct the language is, and then they've added a comma here. Everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. Everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. Yeah. I like that change. Here it says everything should be done in the consciousness. Everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa is saying that, everything that should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness should be done for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. And then the other one is saying everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa, which is everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So, it's saying that everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa, instead of everything in Kṛṣṇa consciousness should be done for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. Everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. Yeah. So that comma changes the sentence, even though it's slight. Even though it's a little change. Am I correct in assuming that?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
It says everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. And then the change, everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, comma, for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa.
Yeah.
Everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness to satisfy Kṛṣṇa.
Comma for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa.
Yeah.
That's like an explanation of what that means, right?
I thought it was like everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So that's implying that everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness.
Yeah, that can be overextended, won't it?
For the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. But then the other one says everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa, which is saying that everything inside of Kṛṣṇa consciousness should be done for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa.
So what does Prabhupada's manuscript have?
He doesn't use commas. It says everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, comma, all for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa.
All for the satisfaction.
Or yeah, so that's the same sense then. The comma. It means or.
Ah.
It means or in other words.
So the comma is a good addition. And then
Well, it just didn't need to be done. You know?
Well, why not?
Because it wasn't that it was, it wasn't that it was like a major problem before it had. It's like the absolute barest minimum. Things that are actual egregious errors. Because otherwise, where do you draw the line?
Well, for that, it completely changes the sentence.
Yeah.
And it goes closer to what it's the manuscript. I don't know why it wouldn't be added in. Someone did scribble it in. Comma, all for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. But everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. One should therefore never desire to be the cause of work. But everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, all for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa.
Is that Srila Prabhupada's writing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa.
Everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So everything within, what Kṛṣṇa consciousness gives us to do, within the limits, of course, within the 4 principles, for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's with when it says everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa, that implies that everything should be done in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and then everything is done for the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa.
I think the word everything is triggering, isn't it? Everything, basically. Can I eat a dog?
Well, no,
I can eat meat.
it's saying that
I can marry 5 guys.
everything in
It's just a joke.
Everything in Krishna consciousness or in other words, doing things for the satisfaction of Krishna. In other words, doing things for the satisfaction of Krishna is Krishna consciousness, right?
Yeah.
And according to the teachers of Krishna.
But the other one without the comma is that everything should be done in Krishna consciousness for the satisfaction of Krishna.
Yeah.
So then that's just saying that's everything in Krishna consciousness. But does that include everything? Or is that just everything in Krishna consciousness?
Mm-hmm.
Does that imply there's something outside of Krishna consciousness?
That can be done for
No, it implies that it could imply that there's something that is in Krishna consciousness that is not done for the satisfaction of Krishna.
Ah, okay.
Which there is. Because there's Krishna consciousness as a demon indirectly. There's 12 principal kind of rasas, or modes of devotional service, and 5 of them are for devotees.
Okay. Yeah. Is that talking about the actual purports, because it doesn't say it beforehand, it says it further on, but when it says "Oh Dhanañjaya," I didn't automatically know what that was, because I don't think it's mentioned before. Is it?
Dhanañjaya.
Yeah.
I think it was.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay. It says, "Oh Dhanañjaya, a conqueror of wealth." And the story isn't explained, is it?
It might be. It probably is.
But not before this.
Well, Google it. Search it in the search. Search Dhanañjaya. Go into the database, search Dhanañjaya, and then choose filter by hierarchy Bhagavad-gita.
Okay.
How do you do it?
Technology. Do I have to put in all the? Oh, what did I do? Do I have to put in all of the special characters?
Depends which one you're using.
What is it called for? I'll just copy and paste. Oh yeah, 1:15 says Arjuna is referred to Dhanañjaya in this verse because he helped his elder brother in fetching wealth.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. Well, for me, I didn't automatically pick that up. I sort of assumed that it was Arjuna because the previous purports were all Kṛṣṇa talking to Arjuna. It didn't sound like it just changed. But yeah, rid yourself of all fruitive activities by devotional service. I remember talking about the purport 2 days ago. Talking about yeah, here we go. Any attachment, positive or negative, is cause for bondage. And so that was sort of something that I was thinking about when it says get rid of all the fruitive activities by devotional service. This is sort of talking to the activities that are positive. They'll give you positive sort of positive results. even though they'll give you positive results, you should rid yourself of them. By devotional service, to not be attached to it, because that was one of the things it was saying. Being attached to the outcome of whatever you're doing is a bad thing. So yeah, when it says rid yourself or the fruitive activities by devotional service, before it said it's a bad thing and that you shouldn't do it, and now it's explaining how to do it and what to do. You do it through devotional service and surrendering fully to that sort of consciousness of devotional service. And it calls people who want to enjoy the fruits of their work as misers. I always find that word interesting, miser. It's not really something that is used very commonly in the modern day. So
We know which form of that word is used. Not so much, but more commonly.
what?
Misery.
Misery.
Yeah.
Miseria.
Or misery.
Yeah, miseria.
Oh yeah.
Es un miserable.
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 Someone who's miserable. Is that what a miser is?
Miser is someone who's miserable.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting.
But attachment can be two things. You can be attached to Kṛṣṇa, you can be attached to Srila Prabhupada reading the books. It's a good attachment. Or attachment to material things, which is like, it gives you so much pain.
Well, that's the devotional service part. So yeah, surrendering unto that consciousness. Let's see. Misers do not know how to utilize the assets of the riches which they acquire by good fortune or hard labor. Here's a contemporary application. What is it? Oh, I've forgotten the exact number, but there's like a statistic where it's like if you earn more than like this amount of money, people earn more and more money and they get more happy the more money that they earn. And then there's a point where the amount of money that they earn doesn't actually make them any more happy. You know what that is, Dad? You heard of it?
Yeah. Once you get your basic needs met, there's a certain amount of money. And then that more money doesn't give them more satisfaction.
Yeah, and so people work harder and harder trying to get more satisfaction and more sort of rich. They'll gain more material riches. They'll be super rich, but then they're not going to be happy, or they're not gonna have this, or they're not going to have that, and they don't know what to do for their money, and so they start just doing whatever. Could be like a whole bunch of drugs, scandals. They'll just be doing heaps of random illicit stuff. And yeah, because they just don't know what to do with all of this stuff that they've gotten, either from working real hard or lottery. A lot of people who win the lottery actually go into real hard debt afterwards.
Yeah, this guy today, I saw he's a garbage guy. He won 15 million in the lottery and blew it all on like drugs, alcohol, women, gambling, and then 8 years later he was spanked or picking up garbage again.
Yeah. So there are a saddeningly large amount of stories that are like that, where people get this large amount of wealth, don't know what to do with it, and then they've become miserable.
They become a miser.
They become a miser.
Yeah. Because this guy had the potential to create a lot of things with that amount of money. For example.
But the only thing is that he actually didn't, which is why he didn't have it.
But if he was intelligent enough, he could have think about other people and create such a fortune by serving other people. But instead, he used it in himself to the point. Guess what? He ended up to be a complete miser than worse than he was before.
Yeah. So yeah. That's really all I got to say about this purport. That was the contemporary application. Say the Sanskrit to end us off. Dūreṇa hi avaram karma buddhi-yogāt Dhanañjaya buddhau śaraṇam anviccha kṛpaṇāḥ phala-hetavaḥ. Yeah. Thank you guys. But change the little thing. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
Any comments?
No comments. Oh, there is one. Jai. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys enjoy the class, any of the other content that's happening, share it around. Yeah, tag a friend or 10. And yeah, I will see you guys next time when I'm on.
Which is tomorrow with Isha.
Me.
Yeah. Avaram Vijayate Sri Kṛṣṇa Sankirtanam. Total world victory of Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Oh.
Haribol.